Well, folks, the laughter has begun already. Welcome back to RGR Football. And for the first time on video, Mr. Brad Cox, the Brit Chief. How are you, pal?
I'm very good, mate. Very, very good. Thanks for having me on as well. This is great.
Yeah, for the first time, we've been able to make this work. We've tried, folks, and I know a lot of you have waited for this. We've tried. We're going to give it a go tonight. Brad has drink in his hand because it's later there than it is here, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. This isn't a 9 a.m. drink, sorry.
It's 3 in the afternoon. I could make that work. Just don't
tell anybody. It's 10:30 at night here. It's fine.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. You're absolutely. You need it at this point because you, my friend, have been busy. Now over at Arrowhead Pride, podcasting again. Is it videocast as well, right?
Not this time, no. We did, me and Tom, obviously from Arrowheads Abroad, we did do a little bit kind of a venture where we did the Legion of Zoomcast for a bit. Mm-hmm. And we got into a few shows in that. It was going really well. We were enjoying it because it was quite entertaining in the fact that we had visual stuff popping up every now and again, and we were giving our thoughts and stuff. It's just something a bit quirky, you know. And anyway, Arrowhead Pride, I know Tom obviously already works for Arrowhead Pride. He does the Arrow headlines, which is good because when you guys are waking up in America, Tom's already got everything sorted, fired off, ready for you to read in the morning when you all wake up, you know. So he's been doing some good work with them, and I think just what it was just they wanted some shows just to put into the podcast network, just to see how they would go, give us a bit of a trial, you know. And they asked Tom if we'd like to do one as the Great British Chief Show. And here we are. I think we're on episode 15 or 16 now, and it's going great guns. It seems to be getting a really good reaction as well.
Really I'm enjoying it. I don't know about everybody else, but I love it. So, folks, it's over on the AP feed. You just have to get the regular AP feed. It's in there. It's my only question.
Yeah, go on.
So, how are you editing without Dave? Is my question.
How am I editing out games?
You said you had some things pop up and that kind of thing. Who's doing
that? No. It was you can. I think on YouTube you're allowed to use like a few seconds of like a film footage or something like that before they actually stop you from using the video or whatever. So it was just few little kind of quip things. If we did a joke or something or related to something, we'd put the little bit of a clip on it or something. You know, just a bit of fun, just a bit of a laugh. The Great British Chief Show is just really just two British guys trying to understand American football. That's basically what it is. That's basically what we got some knowledge in there. We're not technical like, you know, all the professionals like, you know, like Ryan Tracy and but it's good. It's good fun. It's good fun. It's just giving our take on it from how we view the NFL and how we view the Chiefs over here, and what we get up to as well, really.
I think that's great because you guys have always had a great perspective on it. And the thing that I like so much is it doesn't seem as emotional as a lot of people here get about the littlest of details. I listen to you and I feel a little bit better about what I'm thinking.
Yeah. It's just, like you said, it's just a bit of lighthearted fun. It's our takes on it from how we perceive it across the pond. I mean, it might be completely different how it is going on in America, but the way we see it, we just have a bit of a laugh with it, a bit of fun.
I'm really glad. And I can see in your background, folks, maybe from the last time you've seen him, everything is different in your cave of the upper winds here. I like the new display behind you.
Yeah, I've actually got something big coming. And I've been trying to hold off because these two helmets here are going to actually, I think that one might move down further down here or whatever, because that's a Mahomes one. That's a Jamal Charles. Love Jamal Charles. Everybody knows I love Jamal Charles. But I've got something else coming in the case.
It's going up top,
and it's going up top. It's going to be. It might give the game away here, but it's going to be those two shells. That shell's coming out, and it's going to be a bit shiny.
Ooh. I like the sound of that. This is going to be entertaining. I look forward to seeing it.
I think a lot of people are guessing what it is already.
Yeah, well, you know, it's subtle. I like the way you deliver it.
It's very subtle, yeah. It's very cool.
Folks, you can see that over on the Brit Chief channel eventually, I am sure. So
yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's been a tough year. And I know I listened to you after the Super Bowl and felt like you guys recovered pretty well. Maybe better than a lot of people that I talk to on a daily basis, Chris. How do you feel now? Like the camp has started and it's a new season. Is everything roses now, or how do you feel about it?
I think we needed that loss in the Super Bowl. I hate to say it because obviously you want to win them all. But I truly believe, there was always a time when Tom Brady used to say that, the game that everybody kind of counts you out on, that's the thing that builds you up, isn't it? I don't know if he actually quoted that, but there was some reference to it where, you look back on a game. I mean, for instance, the 41-14 game in Arrowhead, everyone was like saying, that's it, the dynasty's over, it's all, the Patriots are done for, the Chiefs have beaten them, they've absolutely blown them out the water there. And they went on that year to win the Super Bowl. And I honestly think that this is going to be the fire in the belly that a lot of the players need. And I think a lot of the fans need as well, because I feel so excited for this season again. It's strange. When we won the Super Bowl last time, the 2020 season coming up, I didn't feel like it didn't have the urgency. It was weird.
Yeah.
It was very odd. I don't know if anybody else felt it, but the 2019 season felt like a destiny season. We've mentioned that a few times, that it felt like destiny the Chiefs were going to win it. We all felt that. We all knew it was going to happen. But 2020, I don't know what it was. It was almost like there was that Super Bowl hangover. That, we are the champions and we didn't know how to deal with that as fans. And then the Chiefs went off and again ran to a fantastic season again. I think, what was it, 14-2? I think it was.
Scary.
And yeah, it was scary, and it just felt as though, yeah, we're going to do this. It'll be a breeze. And I think we needed that kind of grounding, down to earth moment where we thought, do you know what? This Mahomes kid isn't invincible. We do need an O-line around him.
Right. What an idea.
We do need an O-line around this kid because he can't do it all. I think we got into this mindset that Mahomes could do anything. Mm-hmm. He can create anything, something from nothing. And there was actually an interview I did with, I did a few podcasts with, quite a few of the UK podcasts over here. And they were asking us, how do you feel before the Super Bowl that you don't have an O-line? I was like, don't worry about it. We're fine. It's Mahomes. As long as you got Mahomes, you don't need an O-line. And I found myself saying that.
Yeah.
And look what happened. I think we were just got very blasé about it. I think probably the Chiefs organization got a bit blasé about it. And we just thought we were going to rock up and beat the Patriots and the Patriots. It basically is the Patriots, and it's Patriots 2.0. But beat the Tampa Bay on their home turf. It just felt like we were going to do it. And this year is very different. I feel like it's the beginning of 2019 again.
Mm-hmm. I hear it from so many of the players. It's not just Mahomes saying the bad taste in the mouth, and we're not going to forget it. It seems to be everybody. I think that's where the buy-in really comes from. Now, the whole offensive line is basically new, so maybe you don't have that same drive, but it seems like they're coming together, and I'm rather excited about it. But so 2 years in a row, your team has been in the Super Bowl. How is fandom in the UK for the Chiefs or for the NFL in general? Like, especially after COVID, like, has there been more interest? Do you feel like there's more fans popping up, or is it lost some of its shine?
It's difficult to say, really, because we're still getting new fans appearing. I've actually been speaking to a guy recently who was really interested in getting involved in the trading cards. Obviously I do all the trading cards and stuff over here as well, and he was asking my advice on things about players, which ones to look out for and which ones would be cheaper to buy and stuff like that. So there is general interest there, but I don't think there's that kind of that on fire kind of feel to it. This is the Chiefs are going to take over the world. I think it's kind of suppressed it a little bit because of the way they lost the Super Bowl. I mean, you still got the diehards over here, especially the guys over at Arrowheads Abroad. Big shout out to them. They started straight away trying to plan what was going to happen with the meetups and stuff. We've got some good meetups this year in the UK. We're getting real good interest in that. In fact, we've got one coming up in Newcastle again. This is our third time in Newcastle, and everybody they said we cannot remove it from the calendar. We've got to keep going to this Newcastle, right? Which is fine by me because it's just down the road. It's not far away. And we're actually going to be dedicating the Saturday when we're there to Hawaiian Shirts Night. We're going to be dedicating it to Andy Reid, so we're going to be doing stuff like that, So there is the kind of mentality now that we're just forgetting about what happened in the Super Bowl, because I think a lot of them are just thinking, let's take it on board. It was a bad loss. It was a horrible loss. I mean, I'll never forget sitting through it and just thinking, this isn't the Chiefs team I've been watching all season.
Yeah,
it isn't the same team, and I think a lot of people have just blocked it out. So, and I think a lot of the UK fans are very much the same. They just forget about it. It's probably broke. Whatever doesn't break us will build us up, or whatever, that kind of thing. That's the feel to it anyway.
Well, I like that. Turn it into a positive, and I think there's enough new players, especially guys that are starting to kind of grow into their roles. I think there's a good amount of excitement about there. Is there anybody in camp that really stands out to you? Somebody you're pulling for that you're really excited to see on the field?
I am actually. I'm really looking forward to seeing Nick Bolton. And people will probably be saying to me, they're probably sick of me here saying about Nick Bolton all the time. But I really like what the kid's all about. He's it's not just his talent. I mean, he's a bit of a ball hawk, and he's the speed he's got as well. It's something that we're kind of missing in that middle of the field, I think. But just his story. I watched his story. I don't know what it was on. It was some program I watched, and it was all about Nick Bolton's life, and his kind of rise through college and obviously getting drafted. And his family's really kind of been hit, quite difficult. And we were talking about drive and determination and stuff at the beginning of this stream, and I just feel that Nick Bolton's got a purpose, and that purpose is to win football games and to be the best he can be. I mean, I won't spoil it for anybody who's not watched it yet, but try and find the Nick Bolton kind of interview that he had about his family and the reasons why he plays football. It's heartbreaking, but it's also at the same time it's very moving, and you kind of relate to the player a lot better, and you understand that he really does have a point to prove, and I'm really rooting for the guy. Really am. I mean, there's a lot of players to root for, really. I mean, Orlando Brown is. I mean, I've just seen a video of him today, actually, from Chiefs camp, and that guy's a moving mountain.
Yeah,
he's a moving mountain. The way he's mobile. That's the thing that gets me. I mean, we didn't really see, Fish on the left hand side moving that much. He did a job, and he did a decent job there for many years. But seeing how Orlando Brown just manhandles people out of the way, just to make sure that they don't touch Pat, it's mind blowing how this O-line's just transformed over a year.
It's going to be, I think, really, really constructive for Patrick. I think he's going to get bored in the pocket a lot.
It's like this.
Okay. Just go a little deeper.
Yeah, I've got time.
Yeah, it's not a problem. From our lips to God's ears, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. I know after you've been doing this so long and I've been doing this so long, it's difficult to really get, I think, overly optimistic, because you see what the little details are that change from year to year now that actually make big differences. But just that aspect alone, I think, is really the key to this offseason. Everyone can complain about Veach overreacting, going out and spending all this money on the offensive line and then overdrafting it. And you can't overbuild a line for Patrick Mahomes, because that's what's going to set him free.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we all knew from the Super Bowl, we knew where the problems lied, and it was the O-line. The O-line was a mess. It was an absolute mess. I also don't think that Andy Reid's head was in the game, to be honest. I mean, everything that was going on in the background, especially with his son, I think was very. I mean, it's a distraction in itself anyway to anyone. You know, imagine going to a Super Bowl the very next day and trying to direct your team into winning another Super Bowl while all that's gone on. I just think there was a lot of factors in it that just didn't go our way, and we've just got to look at that as Chiefs fans and think, do you know what? Fair play to Tom Brady. I mean, as much as I hate saying that, I hate Tom Brady, but fair play to him. You know, his luck still carries on, and we've just got to grin and bear it this time, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Who you look forward to anyway in training camp?
Yeah, you know me. I want to see the defense. I want to see some kind of dominance come back in, so that it's not all pat. And then there's I want it more, a little closer.
Yeah.
I'm really intrigued by what Jaron Reed is going to let the rest of the defense do just by his presence alone. So I'll be watching the D line. I'm going to go to camp here in a week or two, and be there to see it in purpose. And that's really what I'm looking for. So.
Yeah, with your notepad and pen.
I record into the phone these days because I started wearing these things. It sucks. What are you going to do? Everybody gets old. So
there's me drinking whiskey.
Oh, right. You know what, folks? I think in a few minutes we'll wrap up the Chiefs talk. We'll switch over to the whiskey channel. If you guys don't follow RGR Craft My Beer and Whiskey channel, you can follow that too. But I want to know from you, like, all this optimism, where are you? How do you feel? What's your expectation for this season?
Honestly, like I said, I think it feels like 2019 again. That's how confident I feel about this. I've just got that feeling that, and it was mentioned actually. I don't know if you watched the franchise. The first. You probably did. You're a Chiefs fan. Everybody watches the franchise. It's fantastic. And that first 4 minutes and 43 seconds that was put together, where it was, I think it was played by. There was some music in the background. Greta Van something. I think it was. I can't remember what it was. And there was a comment during that kind of segment, that 4-minute segment, where it said the Chiefs have basically gone out to the NFL and said, whatever happened in the Super Bowl will never happen again. And I truly believe that. I truly believe that Veach has got a chip on his shoulder. Mahomes has got a chip on his shoulder. I think Andy Reid's got a chip on his shoulder. I truly believe that this 2021 season is going to be scorched earth.
No,
massively scorched earth. I just think the Chiefs are just going to be, do you know what? Let's not try and, go into a lead and then take the foot off the gas. We are just really going to go right at it and just show you guys exactly what this team can do. And the O-line is the big piece of that. But also, like you were mentioning before, the pass rush has to be on point this time as well. I mean, hopefully we keep Frank Clark for, the start of the season, because those first 5 games are going to be essential, because I think after that, it's pretty much plain sailing after that, after those first 5 games. But the first 5 just seem a little bit, that's where the season's going to be won or lost, I think, in the first 5 games.
I agree. I think the Packers game is pretty late. That's going to be a tough one, I'm guessing. But you're right. If you can't get through the 5 in the beginning, then you're in trouble. But I think, folks, that comment was from Carrington Harrison. You can watch his channel here on YouTube as well. I'll put a link down below. Carrington had a lot in that first episode. We'll see what happens going forward. You gave me a thought a minute ago, and now it slips my mind, because I'm trying to figure out if I feel like this is, it's not, I was going to say 14-2. It would have to be 14-3 this year, because there's 17 games. That in itself is weird, but I feel like they can still get back there. 13, 14 wins isn't out of the realm of possibility for me.
No, I don't think it is either. I think they truly believe it. They've, like you said, we've got the talent there. We've got the O-line there. We've got the defense looks better than it's been for a long time, I would say, especially with now we're kind of balancing that pass rush at both ends. It's going to keep a lot of teams guessing. I think Willie Gay is going to be one of those influential kind of players as well. He's been really impressive in Chiefs training camp. Matthew Honey Badger, he's going to be wound up for this, because he had a bit of beef with Tom Brady in the Super Bowl as well. He's going to make sure that he's coming back for it. And I think it's strange that this Chiefs team, you Yeah, I think their ceiling, is really going to be at least 11 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not ceiling, but that's like the minimum they've got to get to, I think.
Yeah,
11
that's their
wins.
floor. I know. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm
That's their floor, yeah. You keep me right. Their floor has got to be at least 11 wins. Anything after that, it's a bonus. That's what I believe in it anyway. But I mean, we've come a long way, haven't we? From likes of 2-14 to 14-2. We've come a long way, haven't we?
Oh, it's crazy. And shout out to the national team in Britain as well. Good Olympics for them. Was the most medals in 28 years or something.
51. Is it 51 medals we've got now? I think it is. 16 goals or something like that. So yeah, hey, tell you what, not bad for a little island.
Yeah, right. Little island with a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Folks, I think we'll sign off from the football talk here. Jump over and check out RGR Craft as well. I think what we'll do is we'll just say for a minute, and then we'll jump over to that one. So we have other things to talk about that come in the form of liquid. Thanks for doing this, though.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching this video from the team at RGR Football. Click these videos to see more and subscribe to RGR Football.